Hey all this and Aussies, welcome back to more Red Rust challenge. So I'm just slapping on the ring of water here just to because this is just gonna make the farm faster because it's more lucky, on everything and stuff like that. So, yeah. Because that's the best thing, once you have a ring of water you can use, and yeah, it's pretty crazy, But yeah, as I said, it's not the same increase to every single stats, right? It's not the same at all and stuff that's yeah. It is really good also when you combine it with something like you can combine it with Ring of Iris and then still have 23 defense if you do that, stuff that, which is pretty great, but yeah. And maybe we just got lucky there and stuff that, but yeah. But I definitely feel like Ring of Water farm is always easier than the. But it's not only the fact that yes, they die quicker and stuff like that, and technically right, if we go with double Wardas, technically that does make the farm, because I feel like it definitely like yes, Ring of Arcana will make Krasuman more likely to drop the Ring of Feanor. I won't allow the Ring of Water yet, though. By the way, this is used to speed up this farm by basic and stuff like that. But they still like 2 hits, right? Yeah, it's still 2 hits, so No, but there's still more luck on it and stuff like that, which should just be such a big deal. But yeah. But that's where they still, what is it? Is it 110 they have in health? I think it is. Because we killed them even without any strength boosting at all, right? We still kill them in 2 hits, right? 45 plus. No. And they die in 3 hits. And with 15 damage. I thought that's crit. Okay, that's 2 crits, like that doesn't count. Yeah, so 50, 50, 100 is what their health is. Yeah. 100 health. So with the Ring of Water you have 85 damage. Now, of course, we can just get lucky here and just get the thing. So I should actually save. I mean, I know it's very, very unlikely that this game crashed, but I think I've seen it crashed. No. I mean, it can happen for whatever reason, and stuff like that, And yeah, the Ring of Water, of course, the reference to the Lord of the Rings, like the Ring of Power, as it were, and stuff like that, because that's what it's supposed to be, because it's the golden ring to rule over all, stuff like that, and then it has like a skeleton face. Be like, yeah, this skeleton is basically the leader of all skeletons, except of course. Oh right, and then we get it immediately. Yo. Yeah, let's just farm 99 Ring of Wardas, but yeah. Look at that, man. The Ring of Wardas, 125 damage. So I'm just gonna show you here that now you would one-shot them. Of course, Ring of Water and Ring of Iris together means that you should also one-shot them. Yeah, so they do have 100 health. But yeah, 53 defense is absolutely crazy. 64 with 250 crit. Yeah, that's basically like Alucard shield damage. Kinda. Sometimes it's less also, depending on how much defense something has. So that's. And even looking like something like, for example, Short Sword would be 129 damage. Basilard would be 128. But yeah, but for example, if we would have had, for example, if we would do like a run with where is Takemitsu? Yeah, that would be 128 damage. Namakura is 122, so the Namakura is technically weaker than the Red Rust in terms of damage, but it doesn't like fail. So that is a shitty made katana basically, pretty much. But yeah. Soku is interesting, of course, in damage wise, but yeah. Yeah, so you're like fucking 153 from Claymore. You know? Even Alakoth would have like 129 damage there and stuff, that's yeah. And even Turfing can do 97 damage with that, but yeah. Like, do I wish that there were like for example, like if they're ever gonna do like an ultimate version of this, I would definitely add got more passwords. And passwords are what I call like basically like, for example, like what is it, Axe Lore that you put in, or is it Axe Armor that it is? That allows you to start with the Axe Lord armor and stuff that, you know, that's one of the passwords. And then it's like password, of course, and then it's the Richter and of course Maria in this version and stuff there, but yeah. And why am I using the double ring of warders now when I say that, I won't allow it? It's used for farming purposes here. It is pretty much what it's going to be. We're going to be using it to farm and stuff that, you know. So we could theoretically farm for a certain armor. I'm guessing maybe it would just be enough with one ring of ward and the thing, but I feel like with 2 ring of warders, the farm would be way quicker, you know. Yeah, today got more sushi, by the way. Because yeah, the place where we can get the sushi is really good. Because of course, a few years ago, the sushi didn't exist in this place because they needed to quote unquote upgrade the kitchen. And I do remember reading I think in the newspaper or whatever, or on our website, that they said that, oh, we want to get it in this city, and then and stuff that I wanted to try and prioritize that. And I thought, oh yeah, we're gonna get sushi finally, and stuff that, because there were other restaurants from the Shop brand that had the, you know, that had a thing already, you know, that had the sushi thing, you know, and stuff that. But then when I saw the 2 like nearby towns and stuff that, you know, both of them had gotten the thing. You know, both of them had gotten sushi before us, and then I thought that, okay, we're never gonna get sushi here. Stuff that, but yeah. Right, and they can look Buffalo Stars. So theoretically, if you want to farm Buffalo Stars, you can farm it from Ghost Dancer. Because Buffalo Stars was the strongest, right? Yeah. Buffalo Star is the strongest. And if you double Ring of Barda, so you can actually do way more damage than technically with the duplicator and stuff that. But yeah, but for example, because if you would have, you know, actually that would be an interesting randomizer tournament actually. If you had a certain randomizer tournament where you certain like pieces of equipment could be banned, whatever, right? You know. Right, so the thing that you want, he can drop a boat and the dark things, by the way. So Malachi can drop a boat, dark armor, and dark shield. I think dark armor, or is it the dark shield that's more common? I forgot. Because there is always one drop that will count as a rare drop and stuff there, which is the one that's in the second slot and stuff there, but yeah. And normally the thing is, if you're running luck mode, then you're very likely, even when you go through here the first time, you're very likely to get it. Even if you don't even have a Ring of Arcana. But you do also start with a Lapis Lazuli, of course, obviously. And if you slap on the extra luck from the Lapis Lazuli, then that's very, very insane, by the way. This of course 10 plus luck with this. Did we get the reward already that had the luck on it? Rib. Yeah, heart is hard curse. So strength, constitution, intelligence. Right, so it's the one at Beelzebub, right? Or not Beelzebub. It's at what do they call it? It's at death. That's the one we need. And that's the one that gives us luck. You might say that, oh yeah, this is just unnecessary, like this is not a necessary font to do and stuff that, which is true, we don't technically need this because we could just be boring against the boss and just like wing smash over and over. But here's the thing, right? If we quote unquote want to kill this boss, if we want to quote unquote kill the boss with the actual red rust, then I feel like we would need a dark armor and stuff that. Because with the dark armor, his the flies don't do anything to you, and you can even touch his body and stuff that. So then we could just grab the up, and we could like red rust slash him and stuff that. That would of course require us to have the dark armor, of course, obviously. Now you can of course use resist dark potions, for example, for the fight. We did get quite a few resist dark potions. Yeah, we have 6 resist darks. But of course the fight can take a while, and if we run out of resist dark potions, then we're gonna be taking a lot of damage. You just got, yeah. The fact that is only dealing like 6 damage, like the ball. Level up! Nice. And yeah, each level is, by the way, kinda insane here at this point. We could theoretically try and go to death otherwise. Because if we do death too late, then death won't hardly give you any levels. And that feels like really bad if we do. I'm gonna see how much difference the kill speed if we use slap on one Ring of Arcana here. Because you still do 75 with that. Right, where it came from. Because I said 47 defense. Because it might just be that the Ring of Arcana will make such a difference. Yeah, that's still quite fast though. Even with one Ring of Arcana, So it is slightly slower, and stuff like that, but it's still, It's very crazy that Ghost Dancer went from these to becoming the pair that dances, you know, and stuff like that. Like, yes, you can actually time it when they jump, and then you can just get them very, very easily. But it always feels like it's weird that they're here. I mean, it's not really weird because this is taking cost guarding Dracula and stuff like that, you know. Oh man. The fact that we have seen neither drop here yet, though, is a bit odd, you know. But I often also feel like once you reach a certain level, you just have high enough luck that also makes big difference as well, I feel like, you know. So once we get to Ring of Arcanas, yes, things will be different. But then with 2 Ring of Arcanas, we will just be doing 45 damage. You know. The jump slashing always seems to be the best in terms of like not jamming and stuff like that, right? Now, one thing you could do before fighting something is make sure that you just get a jam first, you know. Right, so it's his claw attack that does the whole poison. So you need to actually get hit by his claw slash. And I wonder how many people know that that guy can actually poison you. You know. It might be like, oh, why did the poison run out so fast? But that's actually one thing that Constitution does. If you have a high Constitution like status, effects don't last very long at all. Yeah, we are using the... But we didn't, of course, use the Ring of Arcana at the very, very start here, you know, most of that. Because I feel like you, the viewers, you know, you would want me not to like wing smash like Beelzebub and stuff that, you know. And so it is possible to do it without the dark armor and stuff that, you know, but we'll probably need to use a bunch of healing items and stuff that, right? And it's just the fact that yes, it's the main problem is, of course, yes, the flies itself, because if you kill too many of these body parts, like each body part adds more flies. Stuff that, which is why, for example, that if you only got the chest left of him, basically the torso, because you cannot like cut off the head or anything and stuff that the torso and the head is the same part, so you can cut off both the legs. The legs have technically 2 parts to them. And then the arms have technically 2 parts to them, if I remember correctly. There's a lower part of the arm, there's an upper part of the arm, there's a lower part of the leg and an upper part of the leg, if I remember correctly. Stuff that. And like, if you kill all the parts and it's only the torso left, then that's just basically an insane amount of damage, or missing on flies. And then hitting the final part becomes very, very hard. So that, you know. Yeah, of course, sure, we can like soul steal, but you know, hitting with soul steal is not easy. Some familiar levels. Oh yeah, we just level 1 on all the time. There are of course certain fights like this. I don't remember how good. Like if there are other enemies in the second castle that can also give you like a decent amount, you know. Oh, Buffalo Star. It's nice. I mean, I know that the Dark Armor and the Dark Shield, both of them, the drop rate is not that low. It's not like as rare as like Ring of Fame or as rare as Warper Blade. And the funny thing is, of course, Warper Blade is more rare than the Crusade Dream. So I wondered at first if it was meant to be that Crusade Dream was meant to drop from the you know, the ride around on the ceiling, you know, the stair archy thing and stuff like that, which is only in one room in the game. And stuff like that, right? If they were meant at first to got a Stone Mask drop at least. Which I believe is the bad drop. But because there's no way the Buffalo Stars, they're either up and down, we have just gotten that many. No. Okay. Now we almost have another level. Which of course is nice. And the thing is, for example, there are like other combinations you could do, of course. So you could do, for example, one Ring of Arcana, one, you know, Lapis Lazuli. But Lapis Lazuli, of course, is from the, I think, like it's from the flea that rides one of those things. But it's not the, because if you free it you don't get the drop. If I remember correctly, if you free the Ouroboros. No. Maybe it can drop from both of them, I forgot if it could or not, but yeah. This is absolutely crazy though. But so we have a Ring of Arcana and we have like 37 luck as well. You know, I'm sure if we would have had extra luck from death, for example, or if we would have 2 Ring of Arcanas, we probably would have seen how much extra is that. There is no extra luck at all. That's quite a significant amount of health though, 528. And now we have 203 MP. We have 86 damage and with 2 Ring of Orders, that is 126 now. I mean, that 5 damage is absolutely fine. Oh, this is absolutely insane though. All things considered. And it makes sense, of course, the Malachi gives you a lot, you know, because it is very powerful, it's very, very tanky and stuff there. Like its HP is actually, I forgot what its HP is. Because even when you have like the 2 of the Ring of Orders, like even if you get a 250 crit on it, for example, even that is not enough and stuff that, you know. I would say, oh, it's used faster to be on the same one over and over and stuff that. Sure, that is true sometimes, you know. Yes, we could try and farm the Asagard also, but if we do farm the Asagard, then I wouldn't really want to do it with Ring of Arcana on, just because of the fact that it deals a lot of damage. I don't ever remember like the dark arm, like the dark arm or the dark shield being this rare. Honest of that, you know. But I also think that sometimes it has to do with the level difference also. If the enemy, for example, is higher level than you, then I feel like, or for example, if you're a bunch of levels higher than the enemy, I feel like that somehow affects drop rate for some reason. I might say yes, it's because you can gain luck from gaining levels, sure. But even if our luck is the same now still at 37 and stuff that, you know, I still feel like, you know, and is it that it's doubling the drop chance or whatever Ring of Arcana? No, I don't think it's exactly works like that. I don't think it's double the drop chance. Although, for example, if something had a 1% chance to drop and it all of a sudden becomes a 2% chance, then sure, that's a big deal, you know, stuff that, you know. So now thinking about another thing, if they would call and bot make a remake of this game, like I would still, like I would feel like what would be the graphical quality you could want and stuff that what I would try and do is actually make it look like an, so maybe like graphic wise being more like something like X4 and stuff like that, because X4, yes, it's very, very graphically impressive and stuff like that, and it was it on the PlayStation and stuff like that, right? Because you can think how X is animated and that, and how like X just looks like a and stuff like that, right? Because I feel like those type of graphics can still be very, very detailed in the background and stuff like that, you know. Stuff like that, you know. Or maybe the remake would actually be a remake in terms of graphics, like maybe they will make it. Because I wonder like Super Nintendo wise, right? If they brought in court will make like a 32-bit version of this, right? You know, like how it looked like and stuff that, you know. Because, you know, like Donkey Kong Country, the Donkey Kong Country games was of course 32-bit, of course. I think all of them were. But in Killer Instinct was 32-bit. Don't fucking die now, man. Yeah, so that was a bit scary. You know, just to be safe. You know. Well, I forgot the or we did if we land in spikes. Yeah, I think we are. Test. I'm actually going to do this instead because we have a bunch of stuff we can sell. And I wanted to check But because there could be ways we can make the Galabot fight like easier. But you might say that, oh yeah, sure, I could have just missed it all the way to that save room there, but I was talking about before that we meant to go back here. So let's just step on the gauntlets again.
Young Master Alucard.
How about this?
Thank you.
How about this?
So mana prisms are 4,000, elixir are 8,000. Both of us also are 8,000 in the shop though. So what? I mean, technically here, as you can see, Flamestar is actually technically stronger than the Buffalo Stars at certain strength levels. And yes, it does have an elemental as well. Saber Mace, Firebrand, Icebrand, Thunderbrand, Harper, of course. But I always thought that the shop felt disappointing, though. But I definitely feel like they should have had like more tactics here, of course, obviously, you know.
How about this?
I'm missing quite a lot of stuff, though, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah, Malachi is level 39 for 50 HP. Gain 40 has 777 HP, 1100 on the creature, 100 on blue winner speed. Yeah, best case level 40. Make more than 2. And it's weird, like, why does the date hang out between bosses there? But there are. Medusa level 40. Imps are level 41. Yeah. Vagrant, 1200, 1000. Right, so that's why they are worth quite a bit. But they're only level 41, level 41, level 42. And it's a bit weird, right, that they make it so that these are actually stronger than the Rectified itself, you know, and stuff like that, you know. That's a goal. So we have killed a Nazgul before. Yeah. But because Ori is hitting them enough. Yes, it's Song versus Dark and Song versus Heat. Common Stone is the common drop. 330 health. Level 45 though. There's Maria is actually level 46. Only 400 though. So it's weird, like, but that's of course because it's the first castle boss. But imagine, for example, she's level 46. Fake Grant is 41, has 800 health. 41 is Fake Trevor, and Fake Sifa is level 42. Imagine if she would have at least had like 1000 health or something like that, you know. How much tougher of a boss it would have been. Richter Belmont is of course also like fucking level 48. So that, I thought they were both level 40 in the original game though. But yeah, but 400 LTE is correct, that's just what they have, you know, and stuff like that, but yeah. Immune to Holy and Stone. Yeah, immune to Stone, Stone versus Holy. Immune to Holy though. Weak versus Dark. Both of them are weak versus Dark, but yeah. Look at the X-Load armor. No. So we only got the Ring of Arcana from him, yeah. But this is everything, right? In the first castle, right? Yeah. I'm pretty certain this is exactly the. No. We still have that one clock tower room to do. And stuff that, and yeah, sure, you can make it early and stuff that, you know, when it's, you know, fairly easy to do. Imagine if we get killed by the fucking spellbook, man. That would be hilarious. Right, so there's a few things, of course. Now, sadly, of course, you cannot do like a reverse library card in this, you know, although that would definitely be something that could have been added, right, and stuff that, right? And I wonder if there ever were plans to, you know, to have like a reverse librarian, or for example, like I would have definitely probably put in, like if they ever make some sort of ultimate version of the game or some sort of remake or remaster or whatever you want to call it, right, you know. Like, yeah, I know that you can technically call this a remaster, but it's not really, like, because it is a PSP version and stuff that, you know, but yeah. I mean, we could just get lucky here, you know. I feel like always when you go through the library, it's always worth killing the books in the vanilla game, especially if you do have a Ring of Arcana. But even when you're doing like luck mode and you have like 2 Ring of Arcana, but sometimes you can get super lucky. Sometimes you can run. I literally remember like having playthroughs of the game where basically like I got like super lucky, for example, and I had like 3 of the books drop 1,000 back and stuff that, and that is absolutely insane, you know, and stuff that, you know. Yeah, because the Magic Tomes can drop the $1,000 bag, and the other one can drop the different amount. Yeah. And today I'm thinking about maybe getting Megabonk and stuff that, by the way. I've been playing the demo with, you know, and stuff that, and the demo is pretty damn good, but I know that it's not really subject to the final game. Now, supposedly I read somewhere that yes, the save file doesn't carry over, but supposedly you can replace the actual save file. If you buy the full game, you can actually replace the save file, the save file with your demo save file. You can basically, because it's the same type of, I think it's a Lua file, I think, if I remember correctly. So you could technically just replace it, you know, and stuff that, and that is something, you know, that you can do. I do that thing now. Yeah, I do think we go for the room here. And now second thought. Yeah, the thing is, of course, the gear in the room is pretty good depending on when you go there and stuff that, you know. Now, but for example, I talked about a series I wanted to do, of course. And one of the series would be like what makes, you know, Symphony of the Night so good. And I would use the big version and stuff like that, and not the original PlayStation version to talk about it. But for example, like I would, for example, like the first video would probably take part in the prologue, and then I would talk about the attic specifically, because in the attic, of course, when you play as Richter, what do I actually just show you? Right, and just cut this episode short. Because I mean, we did do a bunch of farming. We killed a boss. We got like 2 borders. It's right. I do allow to use for the whole purpose of farming, but I'm not going to like allow it to use, for example, in order to like kill guardians easily and stuff like that. But yeah. Or I don't really want to farm guardians until after we beat them. Yeah. Actually, let's do that then. So I'm gonna stop the recording now, and I'm gonna make a bonus recording. It's gonna be the first part of that series. So see you all then.